Hey, welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking Channel. I'm Darren, of course, and today I'm going to do a video I've been promising to do to all my vacuum sealer friends for a long time now. I get this question all the time: can you use a regular Foodsaver type bag with the JVR Vac100 or pretty much any kind of chamber sealer? And the answer is yes, you can, but there are some caveats to it. So I am going to show you how I'm going to do this, but I'll be right back and we'll kind of go over just what you need to look out for and do to use these bags with a chamber sealer. I'll be right back.
Smoking, grilling, getting hot and hotter, sous vide and chilling from fire and water.
All right, guys, so first of all, let me kind of reiterate here what we're talking about. You can use Foodsaver type bags with the texture inside the chamber, no problem. They work. It'll take any kind of bag. You cannot use chamber type bags, the smooth bags with a Foodsaver. The reason is the Foodsavers suck the air out of the bag directly. And if you have a smooth bag, it has no way to get the air out of the back of the bag or the bottom of the bag. There's no channels there to be able to get that air out. So what you'll end up doing is you'll pull most of the air out of the front, you'll leave a bunch of air in the back, it'll seal, and you won't have a vacuum. So that's why you need this texture on those type of bags. Now with a chamber sealer, it sucks all the air out of the chamber itself, out of this space in here. And what that'll do is create a vacuum inside the chamber, which in turn gets all the air out of any bag that's in there because it's pulling all the air out of the chamber. And then it'll seal the bag, introduce the air back into the chamber, and then that's when you have your vacuum. So that's one of the reasons why a chamber sealer does a lot better job at vacuum sealing than a Foodsaver, because it removes all the air out of a particular chamber, which gets it all out of the bag without having to have any special channels in it, and it gets pretty much every ounce of air out of it. And then when it introduces the air back into the chamber, it pretty much, you'll see it go zoop, and that's what happens. All the pressure that's built up inside the chamber where it's vacuumed everything out of it, and then it reintroduces air after the bag is sealed, and so it's got pretty much all the air out of the bag. With the Foodsaver types, it sucks the air directly out of the bag, which is a lot different process and not as good, believe it or not. You can get about 95 to 96% of the air out of the bag. You can get pretty much 99.6% of the air out when you do chamber. You might have some air that's left in the food or something like that, but everything gets sucked out with the chamber vac. But what happens when you have these chamber sealers? If you have something that's larger than the space that's inside the chamber sealer, and I get this question all the time because people have larger roasts, they have full racks of ribs, things like that they want to vacuum seal with using their chamber sealer. And since you can't fit it inside of here, and even with this chicken, I'm going to kind of do this chicken, but I got this frozen Costco chicken. I don't think I'm going to, see, I can't actually vacuum seal it inside the chamber because it's too big. Granted, it's frozen right now and it could thaw out, and I could probably squish it in there to be able to do that. But there's going to be other things that people want to vacuum seal that are bigger than this. I'm just using this because I don't want to have to pull out full racks of ribs or anything to show you. But this will be fine. So what we're going to do though, since we can't use our chamber bags and use it in the normal chamber to vacuum seal it, I'm going to show you how you can use these Foodsaver type bags to vacuum seal your bigger items, using it pretty much like you would a Foodsaver type or a suction vacuum sealer. If you happen to just have a chamber sealer, you don't want to have both, I happen to have both, But if you don't have a regular suction vacuum sealer, you can use your chamber. So I'm gonna, first of all, I have some of these bags, and this is a roll. You can use roll or pre-cut, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut this bag just like I would if I was using it in a Foodsaver type or suction type sealer. Those are called channel vacuum sealers, by the way. And the reason they're called channel is because the bags have these channels in them. And that's where the air is getting suctioned out. Okay, so just like you would normally do in a Foodsaver, we're gonna have to create this bag. So I got my bag created. I'll be right back and show you what we're gonna do next. All right, guys, so we got one of our ends sealed here really good. So like I said, make sure you make the bag about 3 or 4 inches longer than you're gonna need it, because remember, we're gonna be hanging this outside of the chamber, and it's gotta have plenty of room over the seal bar here so that it can actually get a good seal and it's not pulling away from it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my chicken in the bag. Make sure we get it all the way down to the end. And we're going to want to make sure that the end we're sealing here and vacuuming from has no wrinkles in it when we put it in there. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have it on the sealing time that I want here. So I've got it, actually that's a little bit too long. So I want it a little bit longer than I normally would. So I'm going to do 30 seconds on the sealing or the vacuum time. And the sealing time, I got it at 1.2 seconds, so that should be just fine. All right, guys, so I got my chicken in the bag. We got the other end sealed here. And one of the tricks I'm going to show you is you might want to, depending on your sealer, create a little wrinkle right here by this seal. You don't want it to, or where this gasket is. You don't want it to be like that on your seal bar, but you want it to be here so it has a little bit extra way to pull that air out from inside the bag. So if you have a little wrinkle in there, it's going to help you out tremendously. So let's go ahead and make sure we got the seal bar covered. Got that little wrinkle right there. We're going to go ahead and, now you see it's pulling that air right out. So I got that little wrinkle and got all that air out. And we're still going to be able to seal it because the seal bar is way back here. We got that little wrinkle here is going to help us get through this gasket that seals up the lid. So it's not going to hurt us in the end, but it was actually helped us get a little bit more vacuum from the back of that bag. So we're pretty much vacuumed up now. Just wait for this to seal. And here we go. See, that wrinkle was down here. It didn't affect the seal at all on top. And we got 100% vacuumed bag here outside of the chamber sealer. So there you have it, guys. That's how you can use your chamber sealers with these Foodsaver type bags. So it's gonna be a little bit more of a challenge than if you were just using a regular vacuum sealer, Foodsaver type, channel type, but it can be done. Like I said, you just gotta make sure you pay attention to what you're doing and you can get it out and have it up. So thanks for watching. Check out the Vac100. Check out all the other videos I have on YouTube, and I'll see you again on the next fire and water cooking video.